We're back, people, and today we're breaking down film on Cam Smith, Miami Dolphins corner. Will he break out in year two? I'm really excited to see him hopefully get some playing time this year because I was a big fan of him pre-draft. We're going to look at some mostly preseason film and then, some of the regular season film that he was able to play in. I feel like the main reason he didn't get opportunities was because Fangio was not a fan of him. He never really wanted him. I think overall, within the new defense, under the new defensive coordinator, they like to get very versatile, and I think Cam Smith actually does a pretty good job, whether he's playing press man, off man, can play different versions of zone match. He did it at South Carolina. I feel comfortable. Like, out of the younger guys that haven't quite worked out yet, to me, I'm most comfortable with Cam Smith just going off the film alone. Like, his film is actually very good. His transition ability, the ball skills, he makes a lot of good judgments, takes good angles to the ball. He'll get physical when needed. Like, he has, a smaller frame, a little long and wiry type frame, which can, maybe get him in trouble with super physical wide receivers to overpower him. But there's a lot to like with, like, his ability to mirror and match, and I still think he's going to be a good player if he gets that opportunity. The only thing I don't know is how does he, adjust, learn new playbooks, the off-field stuff. I don't have any information on that. To me, that's like the only reason he wouldn't work out. But if I go strictly off the film, which I am, he has a lot to like. Like, there's so much good. Like, this is one of my favorite plays he made, especially in this preseason. Just look at the alignment here, and they're working like some shallow cross. All this mesh is happening, and he's in a tough position. Like, he even responds a little bit late, takes some false step here to flow away from this, thinking, it might be a run. I think his eyes just get stuck in the backfield a little bit here, but him able to recover and get to this side of the field, like, the Dolphins have struggled with these types of concepts all year long. The angle that he takes, the judgment, the closing speed, and then to make a play, where the hook and swat right at the catch point, perfect timing, is amazing. He has some great, like, in-air athleticism, like his body control, all of that. This is like an outstanding type of play. Like, you're not just some random guys making plays like this. Like, he is right here. This is the receiver that gets the target, and really, really impressed. Like, and if you look, this is like textbook. You hook that outside hip without turning the receiver. That's what you're taught. And then you swat at the catch point. Perfect timing, all in unison. Lots of things to really, really like about Cam Smith's film. I'm hoping that it works out because, to me, I was like with Tyndall as Zukanma in that other draft. Like, I wasn't like super excited about those picks. Like, I thought there was some upside. I do think they could still work out, but there were ones where I like was super sold about. Like Achane, I was sold. I loved Achane pre-draft, and I loved Cam Smith pre-draft. I just didn't expect the Dolphins to take him, so I still have pretty high faith in that draft pick. Probably the most faith after the Achane one, which he's already kind of proven himself. So yeah, excited to see in year two how he can take that next step and actually just get the opportunities, because he really didn't get any opportunities as a rookie. Good work here in run support from Cam Smith. Nice to see this. Wouldn't say he's like the best tackler out there, like with technique wise, and he's not the strongest player, but he definitely is willing to get involved. He makes some big plays within the backfield. You can read things. This is just crack and replace. When this receiver works down like this and you recognize that it's a run and you see him going to crack the inside guy, you just replace this, and now you're the force defender to the outside. He just does a good job breaking down, making that play in the backfield. I think that's somewhere Smith feels pretty comfortable working, making those types of plays when he needs to. He can also play some of the slot. Like, he played some slot nickel position in college at times. I do think he's going to be more of an outside corner. I just want to see him get his chance next season. Whether he's starting or not at the beginning of the season, I don't think that really matters, just because injuries are going to happen in the secondary. They always do. When he's that next guy up, just give him his chance. Let him work. He's still young. I just don't know who they really have after that. And we don't even know if Howard's going to be on the team next year with the whole cap situation. And if he's not, I could see Cam Smith really starting early on. And hopefully, if he learns the playbook, I think he definitely has the talent on film to make a very nice impact. Here we got Cam Smith at the top. Like to see this. Like, he's communicating pre-snap with this safety and Keydre Smith, but he does a good job here. He understands, like, they're bracketing these guys. He's going to take the guy that's working out of the flat. They do a good job communicating, taking the right guy. He's in a position to take this away. And this QB is really, his whole body is pointing like he's going to throw it to this side. And Smith understands, like, leveraging of these route concepts. Once he sees this ball get thrown out, look at him flip his hips and get out of here. Great footwork. Very smooth to completely flip his hips and then almost make a play, like, at the catch point here. The ball has to be thrown in a position where now this safety has a good chance to make a play. But yeah, good job by Cam Smith taking away the first option. And if this ball is slightly underthrown, which it might have been just based on this DB's positioning. He could have been in a great spot to make a play, but it has to be thrown with a little more air under it, which gives this guy a chance to make a play at the catch point. Even when you don't end up, being super impactful, making a play on the ball, you can still have an impact on the play. Just overall good understanding, like pre-snap communication, which I love to see. Pre-snap communication with another like undrafted rookie who didn't even make the team, and be in the right spot, take away that first option, get out and help make a play at the second option. You can see some of the inner athleticism, great body control, the hip flip too. He's very fluid. I think has some nice flexibility in his lower half. This might have been the play, honestly, that got Cam Smith like no playing time throughout the season, just because he got beat by a double move in the preseason, in the third preseason game, because he didn't really play in the second one because I believe he got injured after that first game, so didn't get that opportunity, and he just got over aggressive, which is fine. Like, this stuff is going to happen to you as a corner, and I'm fine if it happens to you in the preseason. I mean, it happened in the regular season to pretty much every DB on the Dolphins roster at least once. Ramsey got beat deep a couple of times. Like, he got burnt by Diggs. It just wasn't completed, but it would have been a 80, 90-yard touchdown. These things are going to end up happening. He just tries to take an opportunity. He does a better job after this in this game, though, which I think is nice. He does a better job of responding to double moves, staying over the top. There was some good film even in the regular season where he showed maybe a little bit of a pump, but he was able to keep his positioning. He just gets slightly out of his spot there and just gets beat deep, gets a little bit like over aggressive. Sometimes his eyes can take advantage of him. He already is looking back towards the QB. When his eyes are good, though, he plays very well, and he just gets caught in position. Can't let that happen, but he did look like he responded well after the fact, playing some good ball, and even his opportunities in the regular season wasn't getting beat over the top. And they were playing cover 6 here, and he was to the quarter side of the field, so he was basically isolated one-on-one and just got a little bit over-aggressive, poor eye discipline. Something that I think he can be inconsistent with a little bit at times, but it's not like a major concern. This stuff is going to happen, and I wish they would have just given him an opportunity in the regular season. Here we got Smith at the top of the screen. He gets a nice little pass deflection here. He's got some good ball skills, good response, staying patient, but understands the situation. This is 3rd and 14. He's already got beat deep by a double move, but he does a good job. He's not like gaining a ton of depth, just giving up free space to the receiver. He understands like where the sticks are, probably what they're trying to do, that he can still get over the top. He's not going to fall for the first move, and the guy gets physical, tries to push him off, creates a little bit of separation, but he does a good job of at least not giving up too much, get back, make a play at the catch point, full extension. He does a great job. One of my favorite things about his game is when he has to make a play at the catch point and get full extension, he will fully extend his entire body, will be in air, and have just complete control. His ball skills in those situations, acrobatic type skills are very, very impressive, and I like to see him showing like some nice competitiveness there. I have still pretty high faith if he, puts in the effort, which I don't know him as a person or what he's like off the field, but if he puts in that effort, I think he will be successful. Here we got Cam Smith at the bottom of the screen. This is a regular season game versus the Jets. They try to hit him with this double move, and he does a good job. They're trying to get that out and up. This is a 4th and 14 situation, and he's one-on-one with, I believe that's Garrett Wilson. It looks like 17 to me, and they're trying to hit this double move. It's a later in the game type situation. He does a good job of staying square, and you can see he starts to break on this, but he's able to mirror and match and get back on with his eyes. He understands he's able to feel this a little bit better. Get your eyes on the hips of the receiver and really allow no separation. So it's just a good response. Like you can do a little bit of a hesitation. Like when they do like those double moves, show you a little bit of a break, like they're going to break to the outside. You can respond to it with your feet. You just have to be able to match it instantly when they get back on top. And that's just a really nice move there, responding to the double moves this time. Later in the regular season, understanding situations too, 4th and 14. Like you're isolated, you're in cover 3 here, basically one-on-one. Maintain your top-down positioning, which is really, really good. And then they end up just throwing it down underneath and not converting on 4th down. I do think Smith is pretty coverage versatile. I think, he can play man, which he'll do more of, I think, with the new defensive coordinator because he's, done that throughout his career. He did it when he was on the Texans. I also think he's coming from Martindale and McDonald. McDonald didn't run a ton of man, but they ran it more like 25% of the time, which you'll definitely see. And then he also has come from Wink Martindale, who runs a ton of man. So he can do that. And I also think, this time we get to see him play as that cover 2 guy. And I really like this rep, actually, where he squeezes underneath. He's kind of like the conflict defender. He's the guy they're reading. And he's to this 3 receiver side, basically, with the running back counting as the number 3. And he squeezes this underneath the number 1 who comes like this sit route. They might throw the spot to it, and he's just leveraging these two things. He's seeing this, staying over the top, and then once he sees this throw underneath, boom, break to it, make a nice tackle, limit that to like a 4-yard gain. Really, really solid job, because they're putting him in a tough spot here. They're just trying to get that ball out as quick as possible. He maybe could have played it a little bit more to the outside leverage. Don't think it would have changed too much, but yeah, just a quality rep. He can play in multiple different types of looks. Last play that we're gonna break down here at the bottom of the screen: Cam Smith, 3rd and 4 versus the Panthers. These are all regular season stuff. Just a really solid job here. Like, Jonathan Mingo is trying to stem him at the top and then work to the inside. It even feels like Cam Smith gets a little bit flat-footed here once he opens up, like takes some false steps right there. And you think once that happens, like, this guy would just blow by him, but he's able to instantly recover and stay in that hip pocket of the receiver. They end up throwing it to the other side of the field, but this is just a solid rep. He's a pretty good athlete. His transition skills are pretty good. Sometimes he'll take those false steps, and maybe his eye discipline could be a little bit better. But there's a lot to like to his game with his athleticism, mirror and match. I feel like he's got some pretty good anticipation in the route stem. I do like his talent a lot. Overall, athletic skills are quite good with like the vertical, the just explosiveness. He has some great in-air athleticism stuff. So yeah, I'm a fan of his game. Been a fan even before, like a year before he was drafted by the Dolphins. I was watching some Cam Smith film before that draft class, like a year in advance, and I came away quite impressed. So we'll see how it ends up working out. I think if he gets that opportunity, he's going to take advantage of it and be pretty solid for this team. And I think you can even move him around. The defense is going to be very versatile this year, and you have the pieces with Ramsey and Holland to get very versatile. And just, I think Cam Smith can fit into a piece of that puzzle. So if you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe.